Very curious to see what happens when that middle point opens up, because don't forget, it's 12 points per player of your squad on that point if you're uncontested. So you could very well see an entire squad say the moment that's ready, jump down. We're just going to try and get a massive influx of like 48 points.
Could happen every single second down there. He's going to net you that, so has to put it to an end immediately. It seems at this point right here, keeps getting under contention by like multiple teams. The Fish Fam, Funky Fighters, and of course the Color Crew who get cleaned out. So they're not earning anything really from all fighting at the same time. One team ends up coming out on top, but then it all happens again. So maybe some timing issues here in terms of synchronizing the push on this point specifically.
Yeah, I mean, this gets way more hectic when anyone can score points, right? And the Fish Fam is doing a great job sticking together, going in as pairs, duos, if you will, and trying to shut everyone down, but that's only going to get you so far. It
kind of breaks down, too, when everybody can score, because there's so much that more important. If you're by yourself, to stay on the point, in the previous iterations, if you're by yourself, you get off the point. You can't even score.
Now you have to stick around. Look at the slacks coming out. Lachlan does take out Scissors, but does fall as well. Now Flytex is trying to get back into the fray. Now don't forget, they have a limited number of builds, about 100 I believe. But right now, man, you just need to be turning your attention left and right, trying to eliminate as many players as you possibly can. This remix is shaking the very foundation of this mode. And Flytex goes in, he's going to start trying to take him down. Did not go his way, though.
This is what I'm talking about. Finally, the Fish Fam control this point that the Cutter Crew and Funky Fighters were fighting for so hard. And they control it with all 4 players, so you can see their score rise significantly. Ev there at the same time, the Llama Electric Company with an evenly timed push as well, but Rubius comes. back so fast. Finally, Fort Turtle comes in. He spots them out, but that's not going to be enough. They shut him down immediately. They're still on the point.
They need to box this up. They need to bunker down. Look at this. They just overtook the first spot. Someone needs to do something about this, guys. They're picking up again. You have to go in the center. They get it. Oh, my God.
Funky Fighters again take the win here on Sky Station Showdown, the first match of the Golden Games. And that is a huge victory leading into the rest of these.
Just unbelievable. For so long, Gotaga and Raven's Revenge sat on the green point completely uncontested. And then for a moment, everyone forgets about the center point, and that's enough for all 4 members of the Funky Fighters to sit on the point and just rise above everyone else. And by the time everyone can kind of figure out what was going on, it was too late. They stole away the first golden game.
Ridiculous. Nobody was able to spot that out. It seemed like Fort Turtle was going to say, okay, guys, they're all on the point. Everybody start doing everything you can to stop them, because he saw all 4 members. They went from less than 1,000 once the D point was out to all the way up to win. And it was 400 points between them and the Raven's Revenge at the end there. Right. But you do have to also think about who else came very close in second. Raven's Revenge, who's in third. Be able to find out in a bit with the standings, but just an unbelievable performance there for the Funky Fighters to realize exactly what must be done. That was the second time they could really box up that entire D point.
But that's it for the first of 3 golden games. And for the Funky Fighters, they secure that win. But for now, let's send it back over to Pookie. She's standing by with the winners. Pookie.
Thank you so much, Zeke. I am down here with the Funky Fighters. Another victory. I've been talking to you guys all day, but how did you find that remix game? Because those rules were a little bit different than what you were used to. So what was your strategy going into that one, Huzi?
I mean, everything was so unexpected. We were last and we came first because we got the middle. The point system, because every player gets points. And so we win. It was so exciting.
So exciting indeed. Now, Raven's Revenge was in first place for most of that match. You guys knew that you had to come up from behind, which you absolutely did. But I kind of just want to talk a little bit about how there are 3 teams tied right now for first place, and the winners of this set will be taking home that additional $1 million of prizing. So I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys, but what is your strategy going into the next game? Are you going to stay the same? Are you going to change things up? Are you going to go for the middle again?
Probably. Yeah, we're gonna keep on doing what we're doing, and as long as it works, we're just gonna keep it up.
For sure. Sounds like a great strategy. Finally over here to you. When you heard that there was a remix kind of blind side come in, what was your first reaction to hearing that?
Yellow, go to yellow circle and win.
Just win. I love it. It's so easy. It's such a great concept. You know, we talk about it all day, all of these things we break down, but at the end of the day, you just got to win. Back to you guys at the desk.
Pookie with the most insightful knowledge you'll ever need in your entire life. It doesn't matter if you can just win.
Just win.
I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong.
You're winning.
I'm trying.
We're
doing
all
the
winning
best.
here at the World Cup.
We all are, in fact. But so are these players that have taken the stage. Now, don't forget, those llamas are going to be playing a big factor in how the final $1 million prize pool is divvied out. And Pookie touched on it perfectly, actually. Right now, there's a 3-way tie.
Yep. All right,
and that's something we need to take a look at with those standings, just to give you the refresher. So, Funky Fighters, Fish Fam, and the Chicken Champions all have that silver llama. Now, don't forget, every single match they play, they're also walking away with the prize pool that they're splitting 4 ways. That part's awesome. But man, that extra $1 million prize pool at the end will be huge. So either the Funky Fighters, Fish Fam, or Chicken Champions need to win that golden llama for one of them to win, or if you're on the outside looking in, you just want that gold llama. Because if you win that llama, that means you and your team actually win that pot.
Yep. You win the $1 million final prize in the World Cup. So all is on the line right now. Things that have been shaped up into the next sets are going to be so crucial to keep an eye out. The Funky Fighters taking a good first lead.
Yep.
It's not enough. We've seen it time and time again in these first matches of the set. The people who win the first game don't end up coming through all the way at the end. So they have to have a consistently good performance into the next game, which is the Junkyard Juke, and then into the next game too, which is the World Run.
That's right.
They're all golden. All the golden games with
all
the
the
remix.
golden games. Not the golden boys, just the golden games. I love you, buddy. Now, don't forget, if you guys are watching, and maybe this is the first time you're tuning in, watch also at Fortnite.com/watch. If you're watching in-game, you can do that as well. Fortnite.com/watch. You can actually kind of hone in on a specific team. There's a lot of different reads to take a look at, and you can say, like, you know what? I'm all about this man. I'm going to watch their perspective. You can do that. Head on over to Fortnite.com/watch. Take a look. Here are a breakdown of your feeds right now.
It's an incredible new feature. I love the feature. I checked it out. Just unbelievable, seriously. To see all the different POVs, to see the first and second place POVs, and then also to be able to pick who you want to watch. You can watch you can watch Kotaga in feed 4. So just an awesome feature. Go check it out.
Games. First one, Sky Station Showdown, is in the books, and the Funky Fighters were in fact the winner. Now we move on to the second game, and that is the Prop Hunt, aka Junkyard Juke. And don't forget, the remix, 10-point props.
Only the large ones. You can't go with the little crowbar. You can't go with the wood planks. You can't go with any of that. There's one of the prizes for the teams that won before. We've got 10 seconds until the game launches, Zeke. The second game of our golden games here, guys. It's time.
2, 1, the game begins. Now, just a refresher, we can only be 10-point props. So let's break down what these 10-point props are. You got a snowman. By the way, there's no snow anywhere else on the map. You've got a Christmas tree with a thumb on top. Nope, that sticks out like a sore thumb. A giant gnome? Well, I mean, it kind of blends in depending on where you stand. You know, if you hide something that's behind something that's blue, you can make the hide. A giant teddy bear. You've got the target. You've got the rusted out car. I mean, you've also got the giant dumpster. So, you know, as you kind of scan your eyes across the map, you know, you can see things like the dumpster, the rusted out car, the target. These are things that could be... Whoa. All right, Kaz. All right, this guy is, guy's got the eyes of a hawk. But these props are going to be, they're going to stick out like sore thumbs is what I'm trying to get at.
Yep. A little, ooh, Kaz, awesome. You see his reaction.
Yeah, even Kaz is like,
ooh, wait, Scissors was there. He is finding everybody right now. Good vision. And it is interesting. You got to make sure you know who the guards are at the beginning of this. It's the Little Whip Warriors on the bottom level. They're clearing out the house right now. They're making sure nobody is approaching. Only 4 teams have scored right now.
Trying to find people that there was definitely someone back there. There's not supposed to be 3 players back there, I don't think. But you know, in playing this, the best way to kind of go about this is those blinds come up. You want to instantly reload right then on the spot. Yes, you try to make blind fires. Unless you're certain, you're like, no, I know where my target is. Back the player, take the shot. Absolutely. But when those blinds come up, you want to reload. You want to have as many shots as possible before that next. I guess shade comes back up, right?
Raven's Revenge being the other guards, but nice shot there from Taldak. Yeah, you mentioned when the blinds block comes up, take the time to reload and make sure you're taking the time like Taldak to stop and try to remember exactly what you saw. Don't move your POV, don't move your camera at all. As you try to recognize exactly what changed, you've got to use the uptime of your vision to take as many shots as possible to clear out what you think is possibly a prop. That player came down from below because he hit one of those springboards. Ayuzi moving forward, Zand as well. They're all going with the targets. Ayuzi gets in just barely.
And this is really good for the Funky Fighters. They've taken themselves a nice early lead. It's only 20 points, nothing substantial yet. But if they can do this every single round, again, another big prop going in. They're at 30 points ahead of the pack. And the only 3 teams behind them, Fish Fam, Cover Crew, and the Chicken Champions. And look, time is done. So that's it. So don't forget, Raven's Revenge, they have already been going. So going forward, all they have to do is try to rack up points. This is going to be huge going forward. The round is going to reset. We'll get guards on deck. You've got the Chicken Champions and the Funky Fighters. So now they can try to lock out other players from scoring. And it depends on how well they do, right? Because again, these are big 10-point rounds. There's a lot of them as well.
Revenge were actually in second to the Funky Fighters. So, like you said, being able to take your time, make sure that you know exactly what you need to do, really gives them a little bit of an advantage. But the Funky Fighters really did come out to a huge lead in the first, scored 5 points, or 5 total. See if they can hold it down right now and keep the lead as it is. The Chicken Champions at 20 are not going to be able to close the gap. We'll see if the Fish Fam, Cuddle Crew, and everybody else can approach the Funky Fighters right now. They're trying to stop that from happening.
Well, Scissors did just drop into that 10-point prop, just closing that gap. If they can get another 10-point prop in, they're going to be tied with the Funky Fighters, but they actually have to make it there to the center. Incinerator, that is going to be make or break. We have 2 left on the clock. And, you know, my first instinct for this would be, you know what, I just got to go. I just got to try and run out as much as I can. It's actually counterintuitive. Right now, you want to just be taking baby steps, right? Just making sure you can secure those points is crucial.
Players right now, you can see them down below trying to get the shots as possible. They're racking up the eliminations right now. I don't think Fish Fam may have got enough through. Taldat gets one through. That's going to even the gap a little bit. There's the Funky Fighters again, just blind shooting through the black. And remember, 1:30 to go on this guard. Fish Fam has tied it up with that score right there.
And so has Cuddle Crew. They got 2 props in, so they're 1 prop behind right now. Oh, Action, you gotta be careful, buddy.
One prop behind, there's a little whip coming through as well. So all of a sudden, these teams are letting a lot of props through, or maybe it's the props who figured out their timings, figured out their tendencies, figured out when they stop shooting. 1 minute to go here. Here's Ninja, he's got a car.
Don't stack on top of each other. Oh, so dangerous, because when you see things like that tight, you're like, yeah, the bumper. You gotta let it go.
He's moving. Unfortunate there. You've got to press that control key at the last second to be able to make sure you get through. Scissors makes it through. There's a lot of points racking up. They're at 80 down, 30 points ahead of the Funky Fighters, which is unfortunate for their guard. Watch. 30 seconds to go.
They've taken the lead here, 20 points now. Excuse me, 30 points ahead. Make that 40. The numbers are changing like crazy. But right now, Scissors and the Fish Fam, they've got the lead. And this is huge right now. Don't forget, the Funky Fighters are in the center, so they can't rack the points. We've got 10 seconds left. Whoever's out in the field, they need to make an incinerator right now.
Any more points through. It doesn't look like anybody's close. That's going to be the round. Funky Fighters and the Chicken Champions end up closing out that guard. Watch. You see where the standings end. I did notice something
Round 3 begins. You've got the Fish Fam and the Sunshine. Now the Fish Fam, you know, we saw it before. They got this lead. Now they can try and lock everyone else out from getting points. And as we've clearly seen, it is actually way more difficult than it sounds.
Judging by the first part of the Funky Fighters, they got 50 early on. We'll see if they can get double their score, essentially, to tie up with the Fish Fam. But Sunshine Soldiers also moving guard. The first 2 right now ending up on guard.
knows I'm a big fan of his. All right, he knows. Cuddle Crew, they're nice and hidden. All right, gotta watch the bumper. There is one hidden. You see it right there in front? Careful, you can see it. It's right there. Good. Nope. Never mind. That looks like that was Fish Fan.
And it looks like a lot of props are making it towards the center right now. I think I just saw 3. Very close. Here's the approach from Huizi. Remember, they have to get sorted to get scored. So Tomoya, I think, will be the last prop here. Bensor making a push for it. No. But what a push there at the last second. They do all tie up. 3. The top 3 are tied up at 100. So that means this last round of Junkyard Juke is going to be so crucial.
This is very scary heading into round number 4. So take a look. In the center of the map, you've got Venos and his crew. So don't forget, there's 3 teams tied for first. You've got the Fish Fam, you've got the Funky Fighters, and you have the Cuddle Crew. So basically, they are well ahead of the pack, but they're fighting each other right now. Little Whip, or excuse me, sorry, the Llama Record Company, and now Little Whip and the Cuddle Crew, they're at 90, so they could close that gap, but they have to work so much harder to do that. You've got the Cuddle Crew in the middle, and this means they're not racking up any points for this round, right? They're just trying to keep everyone else with points.
5th place or lower at this point. They don't have a good performance, even the Sunshine Soldiers. The and the Chicken could go through. Nice shot there from his team. Joining them as well as the Llama Record Company in 2nd place. So 2nd or lower is all they can achieve.
So for right now, Llama Record Company, remember, this is they can't win. They literally have to try and stop Fish Fam and the Funky Fighters from racking up points. If they get even 1 through, they are going to be edged out. Everything is riding on this moment right now. How accurate are they? How quickly and how much do they remember the map? Look at all these props here on the left side of the screen. One just got through with the quest. Little Whip, look! They took over so much Fish Fam.
Nice shot there from
Great
Alex
shot for sure.
He knew that there was a proper approach. He knew that he didn't find anything in the last couple of seconds. He knew he's going to be able to find this one. You can see he's pre-firing through the black as they all try to approach. What a nice play from Alex. A nice strategy. Now remember, now that the Little Whip and Fish Fam have taken the lead, the Funky Fighters fall to 3. And since they got first in the first game, that means it's just more close when you think about the overall standings here.
Yeah, look, Little Whip again, get another prop in. They're pushing ahead, man. These guys are pulling away from the pack right now. Llama Record Company, they've got to just start trying to take off these props. They've got to keep the Fish Fam Little Whip down. Maybe have someone else potentially to test, but right now, man, the Little Whip Warriors, Ninja and his team are just destroying this final round.
All the rest of the standings so important as well. Svenhaus and Co. and the Llama Record Co. doing a very good job on guard duty right now. Besides the top 2 ending up getting a couple of points, they're not letting anybody below them really earn anything. A lot of props approaching right now. Timing's going out. Ninja gets in with the car, scores. And that just solidifies the lead even further, but I think Fish Fam scored. No, they didn't. Look, first place to Little Whip Warriors. Now there's no tiebreaker involved. 20 seconds to go. Can anybody else score?
You just got to go. Do not jump. You just got to go. That's right. Oh. Okay, there's another round of points coming through. Little Whip at 150. And look, Taldak's right here. That's going to put him at 160 with 10 seconds left.
That's the win for sure for the Little Whip Warriors. And Junkyard Juke as the timer expires, as Ninja scores in the final moments, as well as Taldak. The first win for the Little Whip Warriors, and it couldn't come at a better time here, Zeke.
That's right, man. Look, don't forget, those Silver Llamas are scattered right now. This puts him in a great spot. If they can get this World Run win, they could secure themselves that gold llama, and out of nowhere, they could steal away the victory from everyone else around. Fantastic showing of the Little Whip Warriors, man, dude. They came out of nowhere. They were just on it. They flipped the switch and they said, you know what, we're getting all these props in, and we're just gonna get pulled away from the pack.
That's what happened. Perfect play at the beginning. They had the guard defense. They didn't let anybody get over close to, I think the Ravens are, no, the Ravens had 0. I'm thinking of the Funky Fighters had 50 in the first run.
Yeah.
But nobody else really did anything, and the Funky Fighters ended up starting to slow down. They didn't manage to keep up their pace, Little Whip Warriors took perfect advantage of it.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just kind of see that they were very calm, cool, and collected in the whole thing, right? They just kind of navigated the map correctly. You kind of saw it happen a little bit. There was almost like this clustering that happened, you know, when you've got 3 rusted cards right next to each other where there clearly is no rusted cards at all. You're like, these guys are very clearly prized, right?
They figured it out on the street.
They did.
Separate, approach all in different ways, use the props at the front to kind of, you know, protect so that those guys who are just barely behind you can then make their approach and get 2 points at least, or at least 20 points in this remix version.
Yeah.
But great performance for Little Whip. Again, couldn't come at a better time because that puts them in contention for this Golden Llama. And
Yep.
that's the bonus. That is the win. That is the win condition for this Creative World Cup.
Well, I think the only thing that we need to do right now is send it down onto the stage. I want to hear from the Little Whip Warriors, so let's go over to Monster, who's standing by with them right now.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. I thought early on the Sky Station Showdown, Ninja Squad specifically was gonna be dominating because of the fact that, you know, the way the qualifiers worked, you guys were out there running shooter trials, and you were struggling. But you guys are finally finding your stride. So let's just touch on it. How does it feel to be in the running? Now you finally got a victory. You're so close. The Golden Llama's on the line. You guys are so close. What do you think about this?
Honestly, kind of relieved, to be completely honest with you guys. 'Cause, I mean, we were kind of nervous the first 3 sets. I mean, we were not doing the best, but now we're here. So, I mean, hey, we're in the running, and that's all that matters.
All right, so you're in the running. You want to hold this lead, but more importantly, what team do you guys feel you need to shut down? I think it's the Funky Fighters. Is there any other team that specifically, I know we started off Ninja Seven's Revenge, but I don't know. I think things are really shaking up. What squad out here is surprising you so far?
Dude, those Ravens, man. Like, yesterday we were fighting with them all day. We got the edge on them yesterday, but today they came out and really surprised us.
And there you guys have it. So as you can see, easily things can really shake up here. And just like that, suddenly, if anyone's game to win, Ninja Squad can take it for all we know.
Well, we have a single golden game left. And in case you've forgotten, it's the World Run. And the remix is a single life.
That's so brutal. You can't even understand how difficult that is. I mean, especially when everything is on the line here. Everything matters. Everybody wants to get through in this last match.
Right, and don't forget, I mean, we've been bouncing around, right? We started on World Run. We saw 16 of 8 rack up the 30 points, but then we moved to Sky Station Showdown. So now you're like, okay, my mind has to go there and be ready for that. Then we moved to again. So these guys may not be in a, you know, once you've been doing it back to back, you almost build up that muscle memory. They may not have that based on this.
Yeah,
we'll have to see, man.
Very true. You're kind of rusty when you move on.
Right?
There's no mechanics in Junkyard Juke are the same at all in the World Run. So we'll have to see if they still are warm for that.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? If you want to play these things, don't forget they're actually in-game right now. Play them through the weekend. You've got until Sunday. Check them out and give them a try. They are super fun. If you get more coins than me, I got 14. Hit us with the hashtag or tweet at me. That's fine. I'll hold the L. I respect it. I respect it. I'm not a death runner. I'll be honest. I'm not much of a BR player either. I'm pretty bad, actually. That's why Sundown carries me pretty much the entire time. But, again, man, let's focus in on these games. Don't forget, let's not talk about how the Golden Llamas. That's what's on the line right now. You know,
I think Ninja just actually found out but the remix was there. It looked like something to surprise.
He was like, wait a minute, what?
It's so important to make sure that everything is perfect because you have one chance, one opportunity here to make a difference. If you mess up, so I'm making more turtle. Scissors. Completely clutched up for the Fish fam, both of them together. And really, it's not on the shoulders of one player. When they could be going out early, single person.
that's right. This is it the final opportunity to try and claim the golden llama and take a slice of that final $1 million prize pool of let's not forget, World Cup creative champions. Time is now. Here we go. The game is about to begin. If you guys are here watching from the stadium, let them know you support them. Let them hear you right now. Let's hear it for all these teams. That's what I'm talking about. They need your energy right here, right now. 10 seconds before we hop into the game. Don't forget, it's World Run. That remix, a single like. Who is going to come out on top right now? It's anyone's game.
We'll see who out of the gate they open right now. Who out of the gate is going to go down? How slow are they going to take this? You can see everybody does not want to move. You can cut the tension with a knife right now. Here, MSYB is going to be the first to go. Daniel in the back as well. Everybody's staggering their players so that they know what they need to do one by one. I heard some traps. MSYB, there he goes. Gets the first couple of coins and everybody at the same time. Funky Fighters have 6 right now. What a run so far from MSYB, not missing a beat.
The Funky Fighters are already off to a strong start. Oh,
no!
MSYB. Oh, an error was made there on his part, but it's okay. He still got his crew. They can still make it through. Funky Fighters are still ready. They're going to pick up their 10th right here, right now. This is literally, I'm telling you, man, this is where this precision jump comes through.
Come on, Photo. 2 players.
He made it.
Two players made it. So here through. Actually,
no, let this one, don't even. Just let the whole thing reset. Yep. Take a step back. Let it reset. Yes, it is. It is all on the back of Photo right now. Gotta make it through. The tricky part of this is he's gonna get this point, but now he has to go back through.
That's not the coin to go for then.
That was not the coin to go for, but it's okay. He's committed. Come on, you have to guarantee trigger these. Do not fall. 3rd set. 4th set. He's through. Okay.
Oh, dude, my heart is beating out of my chest right now. This is so just tense. What can he do? He's by himself. This is their only chance. He has 11 coins right now, but that's just tied. In the castle, there's not too much danger after those spike traps.
Right.
So we can move forward. They have to make sure they grab every single coin. Meanwhile, Chicken Champions on the other side, he's by himself as well. I wonder how many have anybody. They have plenty of time to work with. They can take it as slow as they possibly want. There's the Cuddle crew. They've got 2.
They have 2. Ravens bench looks like they have 1 player as well. Okay, nice. The coin is picked up. There's only 1 left here. So remember, 14 is the max amount you can get before heading up to the next level. The castle is a handful of
Got word that Fish Fam actually has 3 people up. Only 10 coins for them. So maybe taking things slow, letting things play out, seeing how the other teams do. Because really the time is of the case. For the very last. There's Fish Fam. 1 intro down in the meantime. Tyler Suzu, which is crucial because he was the player who was a speed beater. But again, it's not speed that matters, it's execution. Here is going back through. Can he make it? Most dangerous. All
right. Haven't seen Cuddle pick up any more coins. Maybe they're still alive. Maybe they've been eliminated in the castle. I mean, it's pretty hard to be eliminated in the castle. The only way really is in the trap there. You've got the Funky Fighter. Look at this. Lachlan.
Oh, no.
He's crying his eyes out. Wait.
Guys, if you want Lachlan to go for this, you gotta give it up to him right now. If you want Lachlan to go for the jump, Lachlan, you gotta go for it.
There has to be a Lachlan chant. Lachlan. Come on, you have to go. Look, the thing is, he's talking it through his team. He's like, look, what do I have to do? What do I need to make here, right? And this is good, because remember, they have 6 minutes. They, like you said, they can take this as slow as possible. But again, this is going to come down to this last one. So Fish Fam actually right now, they're leading the pack 15 points. That means they're up on that next tier. And there's some pretty treacherous things happening up there. There you go. Insane and Tyler.
They're through the castle. That's why they're all dancing right now, because they know they're starting to be at the hardest part possible, and they know nobody else is here. Based on their coins.
There we go.
His teammate did fall up ahead. Gets one though. There's the trap trigger. This is so difficult. He's going to start getting towards the variable impulses.
He's got to make this in one. See, you see him taking that step back. He's like, look, the trap's not right. Look, this isn't right.
I'm way farther ahead of anybody else. He's going to wait until anybody else goes. Here's the Ravens' revenge. He's going to tie it up. In terms of the Ravens' revenge don't have anybody else, so he's going to get those coins.
Right, it's crucial. And don't forget, if you got here by himself, dude, that means there was that extra point, remember? Because there's 2 lanes, he left one behind. So there's more pressure on him right now. Oh.
The scissors. That's what Scissors did in that game before. He's going for it. He's not stopping. He does need to make sure he beats the Fish Fam. You can see now Zan going at the same time. There it is through the jump. He's waiting a little bit. Jump.
Yes. Okay, pressure's on right now because don't forget they're a single coin behind.
Zan going at the same time right now. Well, he's going for the variable impulses.
1, 2.
Zan makes it. Yes! One more jump! Magma makes it through the variable impulses. One of the most difficult jumps. And the deep breath does come in. Magma is putting the team on his back right now. And from what I can